Hey gamers, it's G from the corner. We're so close, guys. We're so close. Like, we're getting real damn close.
Couple weeks away.
Couple weeks away. It's probably a lot sooner by the time this goes up. I'm going to be honest. I'm not sure.
Better.
I'm guessing 12 days.
12 days, maybe 7 days. We'll see. Who knows? But yeah, holy cow! Like it the last like 2.5 months flew by, man.
It feels like it was yesterday I first saw the Switch 2.
Yeah, now
Officially.
we're already finally at the damn big Switch 2 Direct, and like it's gonna be a damn big one. Yeah.
Massive.
This is gonna be huge. I think this is gonna be the most hyped Direct in a while.
Mm-hmm.
There's definitely like a lot that they're expected to have. You know, I feel like a lot of people are ready for them to just reveal and drop a bunch of crazy stuff that's going to be hype.
100%.
So they got a lot of weight on their shoulders.
They can't disappoint us.
No.
Because they already gave us like the sliver that was the initial reveal.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You make us wait again, like
this is gonna be a blowout. You know, we have done 5 Nintendo Direct prediction discussions and have bore witness to 3 Nintendo Directs since the corner debuted. And every single time there has at least actually been one, we've had to cut our predictions and neuter them so hard because it's like, oh, the Switch is just about done. They can't possibly have anything big left to show. And granted, you know, they had not the 2 of those Directs I thought were pretty good. They had more than we expected. But every time we've gone in with low expectations. But finally, we get to sit here and we get to think, just go crazy. Literally, this is the big event that they've been saving all of their stuff, that their biggest development teams have been working on things for the past however many years, in some cases over half a decade. So there's going to be some crazy stuff to see at this showcase. Oh my gosh.
I think a general theme of Nintendo this generation is going to be abundance. I don't think we're going to have a single software drought.
No,
because
100%.
they waited so long.
100,000%.
They're stockpiling.
Yeah, they have cross-gen because, let's be real, Prime 4 is 100% cross-gen.
We'll talk about that probably in like 2 minutes, but yeah.
But that's why. So there'll be a lot of games. There's not going to be a software drought on like 2018 and the Switch 1. And yeah, I think we're going to see that with this Direct. There's going to be a lot of 2025 and maybe even some 2026 titles.
Yeah, so 100% I believe we'll know every single first-party title for this year by the end of the show, right?
Every single one?
Yeah. What? Because what? Okay,
year?
here's my question.
No surprise for like
Here's because okay, so, but they never do that. They never. When do they do September Directs where they announce games for that year? Unless they're like small eShop games.
Well, what was the last September Direct?
September 2023. And that Direct announced like 5 games. All of them came out in the first half of 2024.
Really, there wasn't any.
Yep, they never do that. Some people think there's going to be a June Direct for some reason.
Really, yeah.
Like they think that this will be like kind of a lower key event, which just makes no sense to me because like you would have done a February Direct if there was going to be some low key stuff to announce.
They want to start off super hard, I feel like, right? Like,
yeah. Like this is
console, here's all of its features, and here are all these games that are going to complement it, and like this is our launch.
So the odd thing about this Direct is Nintendo has not told us how long it's going to be. Like they didn't give any. They usually say it'll be about 40 minutes, 45, whatever. How long do we think this thing's airing? Do we think it hits an hour?
It's either going to be a 20-minute tech showcase with 2 games, or it's going to be an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah,
with every game.
Yeah, like 100%. I think it'll hit an hour. I think it'll maybe just about hit an hour or be like 55 minutes or something.
Yeah,
definitely longer than a traditional Nintendo Direct in my mind, unless
they have to show up.
Do we see deep dives for games we haven't heard of yet? Like pretend like a new Zelda or a new 3D Mario, which they're going to show up at some point. But
a quick
overview, do you think there will be a deep dive? That's my question.
Like probably Mario Kart. Like
Mario Kart will definitely see
it's a launch title. Like here's
and we all think it's launched. There's some people who don't. It's launch obviously.
Yeah. That's the first thing they show. Like it's gonna be with it.
Yeah. So guys, let's real talk. Price. US dollars, just to not confuse the audience.
Oh, US.
Yeah.
So $3.99.
$3.99?
400. Yeah, that's the standard that everyone's saying. It sounds about right.
Yeah, I agree. Part of me thinks they could push it, but I don't know. The more time goes on, the more I'm like, this is a bit of a jump for Nintendo. If you look back, even when adjusting for inflation, this is like the most expensive Nintendo console ever released. If it's at $400.
Yeah.
But I also have to think of societal norms. I'm like, you know what? I think that's a fine number. Yeah. I wouldn't be upset shelling out $400.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, $400 is such an easy pill to swallow, and I think they're going to do it because again, the way they're talking this thing up, it sounds like this is going to be some insane launch. Back in January, they shipped 300,000 complete units to the US. Like, I think they're ready to sell a lot of damn units.
Yeah, even analysts are saying that this is going to be a huge deal. This launch is going to be like one of the best launches in console history.
Yeah, 100,000%.
And they know there's going to be games associated with it. It's not going to be again like the Switch where there was multiple like little little software droughts where it's like, what is there to play?
Yeah. So guys, like, is Koizumi gonna sit on a couch again or what?
I don't think it's Koizumi. I think
Koizumi?
I think they want him working on Mario Odyssey 2 through 4.
Oh yeah.
I don't think they want him in the public anymore.
Koizumi. You know what? Let's talk about that because we have our own big software predictions, but I feel like did anybody put 3D Mario down as one of theirs?
No, I did not.
No, because I feel like that.
Okay, so let's just talk about it. 3D
obvious.
Mario is like guaranteed
You
100%
think so?
here. Yeah, well, of course, 3D Mario is gonna 100% be here.
I think Mario Kart and Zelda. I think those.
Well,
are
no,
the
sorry,
two.
not launch.
Yeah, but maybe like at the
Within
end.
the
it's-
year, launch year.
They'll do a 3D Mario teaser like they did with Odyssey, where they leave out the big thing.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
the
yeah,
big-
something like that.
the
It's
shtick
not
with
gonna be a launch. It's gonna be the holiday game. It'll be
Or-
the final big game Nintendo has out in 2025.
You know what? Because you know how Breath of the Wild had like a bunch of things from like other Zelda games, like it had like locations from like Ocarina of Time and Twilight Princess. Like there was a lot of things in it, and it was kind of like a reinvention of the
Yeah,
series
you
going
think
back
3D
to roots.
Mario is gonna be something akin to that?
I think it's gonna be akin to that, where like maybe they'll have like Cappy and also Flood and also all these things.
They could do something like that. I'm still
Because
sticking.
3D Mario has its own like there could be an entire world where there's 3D world power-ups.
They
And
could.
then one world or like whatever, you constantly like build upon that.
No, 100%. Just go crazy and throw every single possible thing. Michael, what do you
Yeah, because
think?
Mario hasn't had that yet.
What do you think for 3D Mario? What's kind of screaming in your
I
mind?
feel like bringing it back to the basics is like I don't think they're gonna go. I don't think it's necessary to go too
Crazy.
far in advance and crazy with the Mario game. Like you just give us a good experience, a good compact, complete experience of a 3D Mario game. I think that's perfect. I think that's all you need. Like of course, everyone's gonna be hype and it's gonna be sick no matter what.
I'm
Right.
still locking in with my prediction from the year
That was
predictions video.
It was very high.
Open world 3D Mario with some sort of thematic tissue branching all of the worlds together.
I would love that if that's the case.
I like that
something-
term, thematic tissue.
Yeah, just like I don't know, something like that. I said a snowy mountain side with ski resorts and such because that's what I want. But like, you know what? They could do whatever they want. They could do anything. Just something with the thematic cohesion that Mario Sunshine
I was
had
about
in
to
a
say Sunshine
fully
too.
open world
Give me Sunshine
environment. That's what I want, and that will make me lose my mind if we get it.
Yeah, I mean, Nintendo has no problem throwing out sequels now. I think they because during the Wii U era and like maybe like the end of the Wii and like for the Wii U era and some of the Switch era, they had a problem where it's like, oh, we don't want to do a sequel to this game. Like, how long did it take from Prime 3 to Prime 4? That's literally like
Yeah.
the main thing.
I granted do not think Odyssey 2. There will not be a Mario Odyssey 2 as the 3D Mario for the
Yeah,
Switch
they tend
2.
not to do that. They kind of just.
That's not going to happen, definitely. But speaking of Metroid, so Prime 4 will show up here, right? Like, I was thinking about it this morning, and I was like, you know, like, Prime 4 is, like, is it here? And I'm like, it's got to be, because why would they wait this long to show it off again?
They're
They
gonna have a
would've had-
segment where they're definitely like, gonna compare, like, oh, this is what Switch 1 games look like compared to Switch 2, and you know, if there's gonna be an upgrade system for some games, then maybe they'll show that off. And kind of Prime 4 is a good game to show that off with because it's gonna be on the Switch 1.
100%.
There's definitely gonna be something for the Switch 2 for it. If it's like a update or like a SKU for the Switch 2 for the game, so they're definitely gonna show it off like that, and then we also get to see more of the game at the same time.
Yep. The beauty of me waiting as long as I did to do this discussion is that just like a few hours ago, Xenoblade Chronicles X released on the Nintendo Switch, and digging into the files, people found a 60 FPS mode. So I now 100% believe there will be
And
some
you were a
form.
doubter.
I've been a doubter of that because it just doesn't seem like a very
Nintendo.
Nintendo thing to do, but we've gotten multiple games at this point that have evidence that like they're developed.
What happened to like the Wii 2 or like nothing Nintendo's did for this console launch has been Nintendo.
Yeah, exactly.
The
Yeah,
entire
no,
Switch era has
100%.
been Nintendo.
Yeah. Yeah, no, again, I
why
totally
I
believe
would
it, and it'll get some sort of mention. They'll probably even name drop that one specifically. I'm sure they're going to want to talk about newer games
Yeah, but
getting these boosts.
that'd be huge. Imagine they announce like, oh, Switch 2, like if you all your old games will have free updates.
I don't think it'll be every single one, but definitely
Well,
at
yeah,
least,
that's a
especially
lot.
ones from the last like year or two. I feel like we're gonna
exactly.
see.
They could have a list. That's a huge
Yeah,
selling
yeah,
point.
no,
That's a huge thing to
100%.
advertise. They can advertise that everywhere and all.
That will
commercials.
definitely be all over this showcase. What other things? So like,
One
how-
thing I want to bring up. Sorry,
go for it. Yeah, no,
Do you
go.
think there's going to be any sort of bundles with accessories? Like, oh, here's the base
Ooh.
SKU. Here's an alternate SKU that comes with like. Because some people think there's going to be accessories with the USB-C port at the top, right? Do you think
Like a
we'll
camera.
Get, yeah. Do you think we'll get,
That leads into my prediction.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, we'll get to that later. But yeah.
I don't
Do you
think
think
any
there's any-
accessory jargon like that will happen now. That feels like a year 2 thing, like akin to
Labo?
how basically,
Okay,
like
okay.
Labo showed up in year 2. Here's the Switch 2 camera with a few games that'll support it or something. Like, I don't think there will be any sort of hardware bundles at launch specifically. He's ready.
Not even with games?
I think camera. Oh yeah, because they did it with like Switch Sports and Ring Fit. I think that could be very interesting. I think it'd be very cool if they had a camera accessory at launch, because I want like a pack-in software akin to Astro's Playroom. And
the actual one on PS4,
Yeah, and I want it to be Face Raiders 2.
Face Raiders 2.
Face Raiders 2.
Yeah, are you getting? Is that the
That's
segue
my
into it?
That's my segue.
Okay, I mean, like, I'm trying to think if there's anything else to bring up in
Is there?
big stuff other than, like, I guess other than controller. We haven't seen the Pro Controller yet,
Yeah,
and
it's
apparently
gonna be
patents
insane.
say you
Is it
could split
possible?
it in half. Apparently,
Yeah, which is cool. But do you
Like,
think we get like something to do with that?
No, please
Like
don't
a
tell me
pack-in
that's
with
real.
the-
yeah. There's a patent where they're saying that it splits in half, just like the other controllers.
I would actually no, because the entire thing I love about the Pro Controller on the first Switch is how like beautifully like strong it is.
It just looks like a Pro Controller,
It looks like
according
a Pro
to things,
Controller.
but like they
But
can
I
split
don't
in
want
half.
it breaking apart. How many times have I dropped my Pro
cool.
Controller in this car?
That'd be cool.
That would be. Again, it's weird to me because I feel like you would split apart. You'd have the whole mouse stuff on the Joy-Cons, and be like, okay, Pro Controller can't do that. But I guess if it's that integral, as we'll see with our software predictions, I'm sure some of us believe that it is a somewhat integral thing.
And now I'm bringing it back to Face Raiders 2 because
Face Raiders 2. Let's talk about Face Raiders 2.
The camera thing would be cool, but then on top of that, you could have like 3 different ways to play. You could play with joystick, you could play with mouse, like at like a computer FPS.
Yeah.
Or
Or gyro.
Or gyro, exactly. Yeah. So I think that'd be cool to show that. And
Can we
then
give it like
there
a
could
new
be a multiplayer
subtitle?
mode very easily.
Can we make it like a spiritual successor instead? Like call it like Face Annihilators.
But that might be why?
Why not?
But why not say we're bringing back series?
But
instead
like
of-
it's slapping a 2 on pack-in software. I don't know.
Yeah, no.
Face Raiders
but a similar
Deluxe.
idea, I
Face
agree.
Face Raiders again.
Face Raiders
Because something like that's so
2025
cool.
edition.
Yeah, just bringing back a 3DS pack-in.
That would be insane. That's an
Or
insane.
bring the camera and then bring the AR cards back.
I would lose. I love AR games. I got to talk about the AR games at some point in the future. But yeah,
Yeah, I just think that'd be a really cool thing to see how gimmicky Nintendo's willing to go. And on top of that, if they pack in something akin to that, how hard they push it. Because like the Switch seemed like a very like a good mix between casual and hardcore demographic, and I want to see how well they could push that going forward. Or I guess toe that line.
Yep. All right. I'm gonna go with a crazy one. I'm gonna go in. I'm diving in to my software predictions. Not a crazy. I don't want to say it's a crazy one. I think this one. I feel like it's definitely coming very soon. And I think now is definitely the time for it to show up.
Yeah.
What is it?
Animal Crossing.
You think so?
Ooh,
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Big
EPD
one.
5, I think that's the team that does Splatoon and Animal Crossing. Splatoon 2 came out in 2020. Splatoon 3 came out in 2022. It's been 3 years now. It's about enough time for them to turn out a new game.
Splatoon 4.
Nah, I don't. I think we're waiting a bit longer for
Yeah,
Splatoon 4.
yeah, I agree with
don't.
that as well.
I feel like 2026 or maybe even 7 for that if they want to do
said
it.
that about Splatoon 3.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
Splatoon
it
3
was
was
that
a
long.
5-year gap.
Well, no, but I'm saying like we got 2 of them back to back.
That's
like,
true.
On the console, you know what I mean?
That's true, but I think Nintendo, I don't know. In my mind, maybe it's partially just me being like, I think we got to shake things up. Switch 2 is going to have Animal Crossing a lot sooner than Switch 1 did. Switch 1 took 3 years to get it, whereas Switch 2 will have it, I think, in the first year, guaranteed. But I don't know. Part of me thinks that like maybe they also have seen the success of New Horizons and how insanely huge the franchise is now.
So they want to
Yeah.
kind of capitalize on it.
Yeah, they want to
And
just
having a relative close launch would like push more sales to get the new console. Right?
100%. And I don't think it's launch title. I don't think it's
Yeah,
a launch
no, of
title.
course, yeah.
Neither do I.
But around launch, it's same thing.
Yeah. Within a few months, maybe in the holidays, maybe that one even squeezes into like March 2026. I don't know. But that one will be there within the first
gonna
12
show up.
months of the system. I definitely think it's here. I don't know what the gimmick could be. I think they need to strike a good balance between old Animal Crossing, feeling like you're in a place and you're just kind of living there, and also new Animal Crossing with insane creative opportunity. You know, both of those I think are valid play styles, and I feel like they need to find a perfect balance, or at least have options that allow you to play the game in either one of those ways.
Yeah, I feel like in Animal Crossing where the game overall has a big scope and it's very expansive without the need of like, oh, it's expansive because you do whatever you want, you control. I feel like
Yeah, I hate
that feels more grand when there's like so much stuff to do, but it's not because, oh, it's your creativity wise. Like if there's a bunch of set things to do and you're in a big world, you know, controlling this big town, right? Instead of building and terraforming. I feel like that's such a cooler feeling, just like New Leaf. You know, if we get something more akin to New Leaf, maybe a bit more customization.
Yeah,
New Horizons, I feel like that's
I
a
think
good.
terraforming's fine, but if we're going to keep terraforming, we gotta make it easier or something.
Yeah, that as well. I literally want the option for a god mode. Like genuinely
God mode.
have a god mode in like a
creative
separate
mode.
mode. I said this in the big year predictions video as well. Just make like an area that is just the god mode area that you can do whatever you want in, and
I
then
like
have
that.
the actual village be like how New Leaf is. If you want to do outdoor decorating, it's going to cost a lot. It's going to be more. You're going to have to actually put the work in to pretty up your town. You know?
Yeah, I don't like that idea. That works really well.
Yeah. Also, I hope this is just like on a general software note, I hope this is the generation where Nintendo doesn't ship out a single incomplete game.
Yeah, I don't want
I'm
the
getting
free
tired
update
of it.
stuff.
'Cause
I
if
haven't
we'll
seen
pretend I'm a big like Animal Crossing New Horizons hater. Like I had fun with the game. I put my 100 hours. But I think they dropped the ball on a lot of things, and they did a paid DLC that didn't even finish the game compared to New Leaf, I'll be honest. Like, and maybe it was because of that open-endedness that they thought it was okay to leave like that, because some people loved it. But I think, again, striking that balance and just being like, okay, we're going to give you like some things to do, but also the God mode, like John Luca was saying. I just wanted things like that, and like the Mario sports games. Just everyone knows their track record on Switch.
My thought is that I think we are kind of already seeing a push away from that, because I don't think they've really released a game like that since 2022.
No, Mario Strikers.
That was 2022.
Was that not 3?
No, that was
wow.
2022. Yeah, it was 3 years ago. So in the last 3 years, Nintendo has not dropped a single game with that sort of free update system, which also could just be because, we're nearing the end of the life cycle and they don't want to support games like that. But granted, games like that didn't really get much support anyway, so...
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like they need to do it the Splatoon 1 and 2 style and not the Splatoon 3 style.
They used to be good with it. I don't know. It was weird. Whatever.
They're just trying different things.
That's definitely something I want to make clear. They shouldn't have... I don't want even like holiday updates. We don't need that stuff to not be there at launch. That was weird. Whatever. Animal Crossing, definitely happening. I think it'll be amazing. Michael, go. Hit me with your first one. Come on.
So my first one's going to be a pretty simple one. I feel like I've said this before at other predictions, but I feel like it's finally time for ARMS to come back. They stabilized ARMS as one of their franchises, and I feel like ARMS should come back. I feel like they should improve on it and make it a full-fledged game.
Yeah.
They could probably find a way to make it use the mouse features, or now that the Pro Controller can split into two pieces, you can use both for motion controls.
And what if you could hold the Pro Controllers in instead of thumbs up grin, guns up grin?
Yeah, exactly.
And you
can
can press the trigger.
Right?
Let's say let's say you have a mechanic where one arm will, you punch with it, but if you press the bumpers or triggers or something,
you
because
could also
they're
do another
fatter
mechanic
now.
with them.
Yeah, you'd have a smaller alternate projectile, basically having sub weapons.
Exactly.
I don't know how I came up with this on the fly like that.
No,
I'm sorry, I'm stealing your thunder.
No,
It's your
ARMS
prediction.
is amazing. We should all combine ideas.
Yeah.
But yeah, 100%. I agree. ARMS is such a cool, fun concept. It's kind of a way of bringing back Punch-Out. That's how I kind of saw ARMS.
Mm-hmm.
But now they could capitalize on it anymore, because ARMS 1 was a pretty bare bones games overall, but it had a lot to it in terms of gameplay, right? So if they come back with a bigger story mode, better online modes, more side things to do, characters and everything, I feel like it could be such a fun launch title, because ARMS as a whole is a fun...
You think launch or you think near launch?
Definitely not launch, because
Okay.
it's not that big enough. I feel like they want... But it's definitely going to be sprinkled pretty close. In the summer at some point, we're going to get it.
That definitely feels like an August to me.
Yeah.
August, September kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. And ARMS is also a good game where if they do the thing where they launch it as a full game, they can still do DLC over a year or
Oh,
so,
no,
right?
100%. Yeah, I think I want to keep that going at least 2 years, but you know what? Let's just say a year.
Yeah,
just
and
to
it's
not,
a cool thing to throw into Direct. It's here's a new character for ARMS.
Yeah,
right?
no, for sure, 100%. They really missed the boat with doing that with the first game, where there was really only they had 5 characters post-launch. Only one of them showed up in a Direct, but they weren't even revealed at that Direct. It was very weird how that game's post-release cycle went. But yeah, no, again, I'm hoping for, that would be cool. I'd be so down for that.
100%.
I'd be so down for that.
They could show off their social features more with this
Oh
game.
yeah, no, 100%. We didn't talk about the C button.
We didn't. We can save it for later, or I don't know.
You know what?
You know what? Make a video
Hang
about it.
Hang on. We've gotten this one cycle of predictions. Let's just real quick. What do we think the C button is? Just give me a quick one sentence. Connect? What does that mean?
I think it's just going to be for social media. I think it's going to be
Miiverse is back?
Yeah, some sort of community button, connect button. I think it'll be a more, I guess, specialized version of the capture button. Maybe you can connect. You press C, it'll give you a menu of things you could connect to people and play, invite them to a game. or community, and you can like post as if it's Miiverse, like Miiverse 2, for example.
I would love that.
I think it's a sub menu button basically.
Michael.
I was thinking similar, exactly, because I feel like they are gonna go hard with social features on the Switch, because the Switch 1 had, like, it was lacking a lot in terms of, like, you know, flavor and it having its own personality.
You know, the sauce.
Yeah, exactly. So the Switch 2 has a lot of sauce, has a lot of personality, has those social features where you can connect with friends, voice chat with friends, send things back and forth, like the Wii U. Like, I loved how the Wii U did it.
Oh,
it was
yeah,
fun.
100%.
But the Wii U failed. So if they do it on a console that's
poised to be
succeed,
successful,
then you could do a lot with that.
Okay, so I think it's a mute button because they're finally putting console voice chat on a Nintendo system.
Oh, so you think it's specifically just a mute
I
button?
think it's just a mute button.
That could work.
Yeah.
I mean, that still relates to social features.
I think it's
part of it.
because I'm gonna be honest, I don't know. I'm starting to kind of think they might actually do console chat. I think I saw something a
sick.
few days ago and I forgot what it was, but it made me think that. I wish I could bring it up, but I'm thinking that might actually be a thing, and that just might be what the button's for. Why isn't it on the left Joy-Con? Just use the right Joy-Con if you're going to be on voice chat, dude.
Yeah,
come on.
Exactly. Yeah. And most people play with both Joy-Cons or a Pro Controller, right? And the Pro Controller is going to have that button as well. So
100%.
Yeah.
All right, round 2.
it.
Marco, second prediction.
This one's probably the most vanilla one I have.
Vanilla?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I just want Smash Brothers.
No! No.
Yeah, y'all can tell me no.
It's not going to be here. It's not going to be here.
Okay, then you get 2 predictions from me.
It's not going to...
What's up?
I mean, like, you can see what else do you want to say about Smash Bros?
Oh, nothing. I think they're just literally gonna do Ultimate Deluxe. I think that's the only deluxe.
Is it made by Sakurai? Do you think there's another Sakurai game?
I think because Ultimate was made by Sakurai, I think this is how they get a new director into it.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea.
Oh, am I allowed to have this in the video now, G from the corner?
I mean, like, I don't think it's happening, but I mean,
This
it's a
does
good
have to
idea.
do with my next prediction.
This
but
actually
yeah.
has to do with my next prediction as
Oh,
well.
no.
So I'm,
What the fuck?
yeah. So you
But
know,
yeah,
Masahiro Sakurai, he's a popular fellow. Sometime a few months ago, he made a little funny comment, being like, "Hey guys, I actually have been working on a game for the last 3 years, and we did the prediction, the project plan in 2021, and I can tell based on where we're going that both of us do not think that this is this is Smash Brothers. We don't think it's Smash Bros. And I know we've talked about this briefly." So I don't want to step over yours.
No, go ahead. I think ours are different.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna say one of them, and you say the other one, because I know we both know both of them. So I think that back in summer of 2021, Mr. Sakurai, he was approached by someone.
Yes.
Someone just on his knees begging. He was like, "Mr. Sakurai, can you please assemble a team and for once, it's been so long since we've had. Just can you please just make me a good Star Fox game?"
There we go. Yes, sir.
We got the mouse, guys. That mouse is gonna
That's gonna be huge.
crazy. On rail. I'm just picturing moving the mouse around while moving my R-wing with the analog
That could
stick,
be
moving
so
it to
cool.
shoot. The Star Fox Zero aiming system is actually going to be good.
Yeah.
I cannot believe
And if
it.
they make it like Star Fox Adventure, then there's
Nope,
also
okay,
be a
we're not-
third-person shooter mode.
Okay, I want Assault. I'm fine
And
with
I want
Assault.
Guard. I want Star Fox Guard.
You want Star Fox Gardener?
I
A
love
combination
that.
of all
Throw
of
in a
them.
roguelike mode, or just make the game
Make it
entirely a
make it-
roguelike.
make it-
No, I want this to be a big game.
Wait,
So-
I'm talking about Star Fox Guard. I'm sorry, we're on 2 different wavelengths.
yeah, well, Miyamoto, I think, because like Star Fox completely passed the Switch by. Like there was no Star Fox on the Nintendo Switch for.
Yeah.
It's been 9 years since Zero came out now.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I feel like Miyamoto clearly pushed for Pikmin to come back.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he feels
Now
the
he's
same
on
way
his
about
next
Star
franchise.
Fox. Yeah, exactly.
And
He's
Pikmin
like,
4 did good, so now he wants to redeem
Yeah.
Star Fox. I
and
agree.
it's it's funny because I remember back when Star Fox Zero, before it was announced, people really wanted Platinum to do a Star Fox game, and that was Platinum's Star Fox game.
Yeah.
It just happened to not be good.
Yeah.
So this is another one where it's like Sakurai. Obviously the last thing he did before Smash Brothers was Kid Icarus Uprising.
Yeah.
And, that's a phenomenal on-rail shooter. Just a
of course.
fantastic video game. So the idea of that level of action in a Star Fox game,
That's a big deal.
very
Yeah.
appetizing. It's Star Fox, man. It's such an
Yeah.
easily marketable franchise.
Oh yeah,
They
especially
just have
because
to make
of Smash.
yeah,
So it
they
makes
just
perfect
have to
sense.
make a decent game here,
Yeah.
and it blows everybody away. I
Yeah.
think Sakurai, he's doing
He
Star
can do
Fox.
the job. He can revive any franchise. If people hear, oh, the Smash Brothers guy is making a game,
Yeah.
that's gonna bring a lot of hype.
100%.
Didn't Kid Icarus Uprising?
Why'd you
Kid
say it like
Icarus. I thought you were talking about like a different developer.
No,
Kid Icarus.
No, but I was saying, didn't it sell like over 1 million copies? Or
Oh yeah, it sold well. No, it
Yeah,
sold very
that's
well.
why. I
Yeah.
really think Sakurai's name is like on the level of like
Sakurai's name is on the level of, literally.
Yeah.
He is a noted, reputable developer. He's just been making Smash Bros. For the last however many years.
And that's why. So they'll reveal Ultimate and be like, oh, so you're wondering where Sakurai is on this project.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that would be cool.
That would be,
I don't
man.
know if
I
both are gonna
think,
be
look,
there,
man, literal dream scenario is the idea, and this has been a dream scenario for so many so many Nintendo console cycles now, in my mind. Let's see what Sakurai's next game is and Smash Bros. Because Smash Bros. Is exciting, but Sakurai is a visionary game developer, and seeing him work on anything is just insanely exciting. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Okay,
So, Michael.
this directly leads into mine.
Directly.
Which is the sequel to Kid Icarus Uprising.
Ah!
Okay? So Kid Icarus Uprising is one of my favorite 3DS games. I love that game so much. That game was so fun. The multiplayer was fun. The single player was fun. Just the whole universe and the characters is just
That's Sakurai made.
hella fun. Yeah, and Sakurai
did all of it.
So, like, bringing this to a home console that's going to be pretty powerful,
With a
they could do
mouse.
so much with this.
Mouse.
It doesn't have to be just
The
on rails.
mouse!
This could be like an open zone, open world Kid Icarus game where you can fly around his pit. You know, you have your blaster. You could use the mouse to do all this combat, and it could be so sick.
It's going to look so good.
Exactly.
Like, thinking about the fact that the Uprising is a 3DS game, and I already think of that as a very aesthetically pleasing game. Like, this is going to look like a Souls game.
Yeah, exactly. And this could be the next Splatoon, where it has a really big single player, and then it'll have a bunch of these multiplayer modes.
Oh yeah, no, just tons. I remember people always told me I never played through Uprising.
Yeah?
People have always I played through like the first 4 chapters,
okay.
and I never finished it. But people have always told me the multiplayer in
Yeah,
Uprising
dude, it
was
was
so
so fun.
good.
So,
The
like-
idea of that coming back, and again, that game had an awkward control system for a lot of people with holding the system and moving
Yeah.
around the stylus. The mouse makes that
Oh,
feel
yeah,
like a
100%.
sound like a
That
dream
fixes
to me.
it,
Like
right?
that makes it sound like absolutely incredible.
And then giving it dual stick as well, or motion controls.
Yeah,
also
no,
supports it
100%.
as
So
well.
many controller options that are just going to make this game feel absolutely just incredible.
And it could add to the way of playing how you want. You can play with this control scheme, like this, which Nintendo loves showing off, especially with the Switch 1. They're going to do it again with the Switch 2. So this could be such a beautiful game. Same with Star Fox. I feel like Sakurai can do both amazingly.
Man, we hit the three Sakurai predictions.
really
Now,
Oh, yeah, literally.
Coincidentally.
yeah, now it's time for the final 3. Marco, give me, come on. Let us off with a bang.
Oh, no, mine isn't a bang.
Okay, well, whatever. Go for it.
Can one of you go next?
No, you gotta go first then.
Okay.
Is he lost in the sauce?
I'm a little bit lost in the sauce.
Oh, no.
But my prediction wasn't necessarily for new software.
Ooh.
It's how Nintendo is gonna package their not digital, the virtual console.
Ooh, you don't like NSO? You want it out?
Well, no, it's not necessarily NSO getting rid of it. I'm saying, what are they going to bring, and are they going to make it a big deal? Because they really, they tried making NSO, having NES games a big deal, and SNES games a big deal, and N64 games a big deal.
They can't
but they
do that
did
again.
it. Well, yeah, they can't do that again. So I'm saying, do we go to GameCube? Like, we've done DS, we've done GBA, obviously. But we've done
Yeah.
DS before I saw on the Switch. Do we do DS? Do we do GameCube? What do we do there? Do we do Wii because of the, the
Motion
mouse?
controls and stuff.
Yeah, I feel like there's enough, controls there.
It's just weird because, again, I feel like Nintendo just wants to remaster and sell these games at full price. And it's like, look at a game like Skyward Sword HD, only 4 years old. How does it look putting now Skyward Sword on the NSO service?
That's my point. So that's why I think it's a very big question mark. And I think it'd be very exciting if we just again, forget the Smash Ultimate Deluxe thing I said. They start hey, we have a trailer for you, and then it's Melee just there.
Yeah.
And forget Melee, it'd be like Mario Sunshine's there.
I
Okay,
think,
cool.
yeah, I think maybe
So it's what do we do?
I think maybe a case by case situation for GameCube games.
Or is it
No.
going to be the Prime remasters? What do we do there? Because those are so similar to the base games. I think it'll tell us a lot about what Nintendo's plan is for the console, and that's why I'm hyped for it. Because if I see a GameCube game, I'm like, oh, they're not going to do any of the remasters.
Yeah, so because they're more new software than remasters clogging up
Exactly.
the. Yeah,
exactly.
I get what you mean.
That means they're good on software, and
Yeah.
then we start getting a bunch of Wii remasters like we've been getting for Switch 1.
Yeah.
By the end of the Switch 2.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm more fine with remasters of games because when we were dealing with a ton of Wii U ports at the start of the Switch's life cycle, those were so boring because games that just came out, no
That's because
differences
they
or
lost
changes.
money on all of them.
Yeah, no, I get why they did that, but these remasters have actually been pretty all right. I've been like in the last few years anyway. Something like the 1,000-Year Door remake, fantastic. That's another
That
good
was truly a
example.
good remake.
Mario
Yeah, that
RPG
was-
remake. Oh my gosh, there's a few other notable ones for me that I really like that I can't even. It's something small like the Mario versus Donkey Kong remake.
Yeah, those are pretty big remakes. They're not just like
Yeah,
porting the
they're
game.
ground
right?
up.
Yeah.
Ground up versus
Yeah, it's supposed to be the
remasters is
put-
like
yeah.
really the thing.
100%. But yeah, no, hopefully, again, I'm curious to see what the software lineup looks like. Again, like the scheduling, because again, we have Mario Kart Prime 4 and ZA dated for or set for this year at some point, right?
Should we talk about if ZA is going to be at this?
You know what? We'll save that for.
Okay.
You know what? Do we
Well,
end on our last two, or do we get? Do we get?
No,
there's a few extra things.
I just think the
thinking
answer is
about
no.
now.
I just don't think it will.
Show up
Because
at this event? No. I think. Well, okay. Can
maybe
I?
they'll do what
Bonus
they do.
prediction. Bonus
They
prediction.
just say Pokemon's on the Switch too.
That's what I was gonna say.
Like the
What, like
E3.
Gen 10?
Ishihara is gonna show
E3
up on
2017
screen.
again.
Yeah, literally, Ishihara shows up, says Legends EA is coming to Switch later this year. You can play it on Switch 2 as well.
Oh, okay.
And we are developing the next generation of
Oh,
Pokemon
okay,
for the Switch 2 in
They say
2027.
exclusively for the Switch too.
That's going to be good. That's going to get people hyped. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
All
Okay.
right. What's
Big-
yours?
So here's my thing. Nintendo has there's one thing that I think Nintendo needs to do this generation. People keep talking about how Nintendo finally has third-party support in the bag. And this is always what people say every console generation. They always don't. They never do. Like, the Switch was honestly okay for most. Like, if you wanted to play a good amount of just, smaller third-party titles, you could play most of them. It wasn't like you were going to be locked out of games for no reason, like on the Wii U, right? Just like the bigger stuff would never really make it over at any point. But with the Switch 2, I think it's going to be a lot more serious. I think games like Elden Ring, Street Fighter 6, the modern Resis, they'll all be the Persona 3 remake, Metaphor. Like games like those are going to show up within the first year, and just to say we are on par with current gen. We can get stuff that is on the current gen.
We're not stuck in line.
But I think what Nintendo really needs to do, they need to secure an announcement. No more of this. Just hey, here's third-party ports coming over, after the fact, after they've been announced, after they've been released. We got an announcement here that everybody else is going to be coming to our show to see. So here's my thing. I've noticed something going through the last few Nintendo Directs that I think Nintendo's been targeting a certain demographic, really weird demographic to target, considering that these games never really show up on Nintendo consoles. If you remember at the June 2024 Nintendo Direct, they announced the Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection. The Marvel, why was that there? Those games have never been on Nintendo consoles.
Yeah.
And in the August Direct, they announced the Capcom Fighting Collection 2. And they clearly had an exclusive marketing deal for Marvel. That's why they announced the release date at that showcase as well. Yeah. It's very odd because those games have never been on Nintendo systems. Now, granted, these are old collections. People would probably want to get them on Switch, so that could be the reason why. But
but they're prioritizing clearly, and
they're
making it a big deal.
Yeah, they're making a big deal about this. Street Fighter 6 has been kind of lacking in support this last year or so. I feel like they could have been dropping a lot more skins and characters could have been coming a bit quicker. It's been a weird post-launch cycle. Maybe that team's focus is being put elsewhere. And I think that they're going to announce Marvel vs. Capcom 4 at the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct.
Crazy.
I think this is such an insane thing they could do. I think it's definitely in development. Do we think it's in development?
Yes.
Yeah, there's definitely a chance. I feel like, of course, it has a huge fan base and people definitely want it, right?
People think that, they made the Capcom collection to test the waters to see how well that stuff did. But I feel like that clearly isn't the case.
It's kind of like a lead up.
It is literally the lead up. They even did the CVS collections. You're not doing that to test the waters if people want CVS or not. That's just because people want those collections and you're putting them back. And if they want to make a CVS, people know that there's brand recognition there, right? They're definitely, I think, knee-deep into development. If not, even, ready to release this game this year,
that
potentially.
Would be so crazy.
If they just say, take a look at this, and you see some Marvel characters, and you think, what is this, a Marvel rival sport? And they're like, who are we fighting? And you just see the Capcom logo on screen.
Oh my God.
People are going to lose their minds.
That is that's a very out there prediction, but if that happens, that would be a huge deal. A 2D fighter being announced by Nintendo at their own event, one of that caliber, that's a big deal.
And I respect your guys' ARMS and Smash Bros predictions, but I don't think those will show up here.
Not even ARMS, Smash Bros. I feel like we're still a bit of ways
ARMS.
out,
I'm just thinking about the fact that EPD9. I know, it's obviously been a long time, but Mario Kart is EPD9's baby.
Yeah, I know.
So, I think this is a great game for an audience that isn't really going to be getting much out of this showcase. All right, it's much better than Street Fighter 2.
Capcom, right?
Yeah, it's much better than Street Fighter 2 on the Switch or something. This is a big multi-plat fighting game that is coming to Switch 2 day and date with other consoles that is getting announced at the Nintendo show and might even have an exclusive marketing deal. They might just announce all the big trailers for this game might just show up at Nintendo Direct.
Exclusive skins, maybe.
Okay, I don't know if we're going that far.
I don't know,
anymore.
man. I mean, the fact they've also had like. Because what? There was also an exclusive Marvel game on the Switch, right?
Yeah, Ultimate Marvel.
Alliance.
Yeah, that's right.
Right,
Nintendo
so that adds
published
more to
Marvel
it.
Ultimate Alliance
Yeah.
3 on the Switch as well.
So maybe they got some
They
more
got some-
ins than
They got a
usual
few
for this
ins,
game.
and maybe they made it happen. Who knows? I'm not going. That's not the point of my prediction. Not to say that Nintendo's funding MVC. I'm thinking that there was just a big third-party game.
Yeah.
And that is
Nintendo's
one.
hopping on. They're like, okay, we want to support it on the Switch.
Yeah, and I could have. I'm gonna be real. I could have said something like Persona 4 remake because literally like an hour ago, Sega registered the domain name for that, so that's definitely getting announced soon. That could totally show up here. That could totally fill the exact same void as what I just said, where like it's a big multi-plat
third-party game,
at the Nintendo thing. But like, I think it's time, man. I feel like it's just something that I'm thinking about. If it doesn't happen, I won't even be thinking about it in like 2 weeks. I'll be like, yeah, whatever. But like,
It'd just be cool.
I just think
very cool idea, cool concept. And
I just think it'd be
definitely
amazing.
possible.
I think it'd be a
There's
big
lot of
moment. I don't know.
I like it. I like it.
All right.
Very cool prediction.
Yeah.
Okay, my final one. So there's a couple things missing with our predictions, right? We're missing a couple things. We're missing a 2D platformer, right? But there's no 2D platformer here.
Oh,
So we definitely got to get a 2D platformer. And we're also missing a very big franchise.
a big
Where's
franchise.
Zelda? Where is The Legend of Zelda?
Where is Zelda?
So a 2D platformer for The Legend of Zelda. We haven't had that for a long time. When was the last
Styled
one?
after
Link's
Adventure of Link.
Yeah, exactly. So if we get a 2D platformer for The Legend of Zelda, I feel like that could be really cool. Incorporating a bunch of different characters you play as, or maybe you just play as like Sheik, and it's like a Sheik platformer. You know,
Like a spin-off game.
right, with a really cool, unique art style, kind of like the new Ninja Gaidens or the new.
Oh yeah, something like that.
Yeah, like something on the line of that.
That's a lot.
As
of
a
sauce.
cool side game, right? Because when are we gonna get the next Zelda game? It's gonna be a while.
Oh,
right?
forever.
They're not throwing it out.
Part of me feels like there's a world where Zelda has an appearance in this direct, and it's
As
either
the remakes,
It's a teaser.
as like Breath of the Wild with updated,
A port?
a
Yeah,
port of
let's
that, or
probably happen.
honestly, maybe even Ainuma pulling an Ishihara and being like, guys. Let me just say we're making the next Zelda because it's been 2 years since Tears came out,
Yeah,
but you're
well,
not going to be playing it for another 5 years.
Yeah,
but I'm
yeah,
just going to let you know
it's
that
ways
we're
out.
making it.
But definitely, like a 2D platform would be sick.
Yeah,
we've been getting the
Mhm.
top downs. We've been getting the open world.
Yep.
It's like mix it up even more to dive deeper into it.
They can do it.
They
I
could-
mean, it also could be a new Metroid game, right? I'm gonna throw that in there as well. Because,
I think next year because we got Prime
about
4.
you?
yeah, exactly.
I
right?
want a new Yoshi.
I
want
think
Yoshi's
so.
on too.
You were baiting me. You were baiting. I thought you were going to say
You
Yoshi.
thought I was gonna say Yoshi. I
I
usually
was
say
like-
Yoshi, so that's why I had to mix it up.
Yeah, I was.
'Cause
That's,
I wanted
man,
something.
I haven't thought about this in forever. You know, that would a 2D platformer Zelda akin to
Right?
that would be honestly very interesting to see.
Right?
Like
Very
a new
cool.
take on that. That sounds like something they would get like a third party or indie team to do.
Yeah,
Like an
they could
indie,
do
like
that.
somebody
Why
who
not?
pitched that to Nintendo and they'd be like, okay, we're going to
Let's
fund
do
it.
it.
We're going to
Let's
get it
do
done.
it, right?
Yeah, no, that would be that'd be a fantastic game. Honestly,
Right,
something.
There'd be different gameplay styles because there's so many characters you haven't been able to play in the Legend of Zelda games.
Yeah,
that
yeah, throw
people
that in
love.
as well
Yeah.
as like a big mechanic, and that would be a fantastic game.
Yeah,
Honestly,
that'd
I
be
would
very fun. I would love
I
it.
would be super down. All right, final thing, because I can't believe we glossed over this. This is a big thing, and I'm glad we get to end on this. Give me the release date.
The release
Mario, pull up a
date.
calendar.
I
Pull
believe.
up a calendar right now. So we
I
can
already
check.
got. I believe so hard in the March. The May. What is it? May 22nd is
May
that the Thursday?
22nd is the Thursday of that
Right?
week. You
That's-
were just
I
so
believe in that so hard. We've been talking about that. We've been discussing about it. I think it's that week.
Man.
It just makes sense. Like April 2nd is the day of the direct. A month and a half-ish later, like that's perfect.
That's pretty perfect,
right? Yeah,
I
it gives
think,
people time to
May
hype up and
15th,
get
May
ready for it.
22nd, yeah.
Gives
yeah.
time for pre-orders and all that.
Mm-hmm. And the
releasing it right
San
before the
Francisco
summer.
store is open at that point as well.
Exactly.
It's also like they've shipped it in January. Are they going to keep it there for 6 months?
Yeah,
They've had
like,
black market
how late
issues
are
for
we
their
gonna get
games.
this? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
We got to get this the show going.
maybe like the first week of June, but like
Yeah.
around that time.
You think, what day are you going to pencil in?
I'm penciling in May 29th.
May 29th.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I think the end of May.
Man, I think May 22nd is what I feel in my bones.
Yes.
But I just want to be a pessimist right
Oh,
now.
no.
Well, pull up that calendar again.
Yes.
Because
sir.
come on, like you gotta
Go to
do it-
June.
You gotta do it as early as possible before the summer. Because think about it.
I'm thinking June 26th.
Okay.
No,
No, that's okay. G made a
Actually-
very dumb prediction. No, penciled. Sorry, I just penciled it. I actually wrote down G's dumb prediction. I'm sorry.
June 26th. Or June
that's
19th, just to screw me over because
Sure.
my graduation is that week.
Do
One
it.
or the other. Just because I don't know. Right? Like, part of me is... like, part of me is like, oh, it makes no sense for them to wait this long. They want to have a good lineup, and they want to have, like, everything filled up, and there's no other Switch 1 games coming out. But it's like, does that matter?
I don't know.
How much
Start
does it
the
matter,
rollout.
though?
We need it before the summer.
The events
so that
are all still going
all
on
these
until
kids,
June.
they're done school. They're like, I want to Switch that I can
I mean,
bring
yeah,
around
but it's
during
June
the
19th
summertime.
is still before the summer. It's
Yes,
the last, like,
technically, but,
third
like,
last day of spring.
We gotta start the rollout. We gotta start. You start the launch with their launch games, and then every month we get a new game.
Man, we didn't predict the second launch game, did we? Do we think Mario Kart's the only launch title?
The second launch game is so hard.
Switch Sports
like,
2.
do they
I'm just gonna
consider
say it.
Metroid Prime as the second launch game?
No.
Do they have a pack-in game like Snipper
Raiders?
Clips or something?
Face Raiders 2 is a launch game, actually. There you go. That's
That would be
Marco.
cool.
Marco, is that
If
your
we-
prediction
yeah.
for another launch game, Face Raiders 2?
Yeah.
All right. I'm thinking Switch Sports 2. I'm still thinking
Okay,
it. I'm
sure,
thinking
that's cool.
it'll use the mouse It'll use the mouse.
You said bowling.
In
right?
curling.
You mentioned that. Curling. There we
Yeah,
go.
they'll put curling in and it'll use the mouse. That'll be their excuse to use the mouse. There'll be something else maybe that uses it. But yeah, that's what I think. What do you think? You think Metroid? You think...
I think that definitely Metroid's gonna be there, like as a cross launch, right? That just makes sense. But I feel like we gotta have some funny, tacky game, like
Maybe probably
on the line of Into Switch, right?
We
So it
probably
could
just
be a
can't
Switch
predict it.
Sports.
That's the thing. We probably it's either
Something brand new.
I think it's either Switch Sports or something we don't
Yeah.
know about.
I feel like there's gonna be more gimmicks to the consoles, either with accessories, with the mouse, or if there's just something completely we don't know about. They gotta have some packing game that uses those wacky features.
Yeah, this will
'cause
be
I
our
love those
final.
games.
This will be our final point. There was this one of good friend of the channel gave us a little pitch the other night. Imagine like a Switch 2 accessory that's like a Joy-Con grip, but it's like it's the size and shape of the Switch 2, but it's just a hunk of plastic. So you take out one Joy-Con and you hold it up, and then you
like a
rub
mouse
the
pad.
Joy-Con around it like a
Oh,
mouse pad.
that's sick. Yeah. So you have joy.
So it's easy to use when you're just
I
sitting
like
on the
that a
couch
lot.
or something, right?
Yeah,
You don't
yeah,
need a
yeah.
desk.
That's a really something like that. But I don't know. We're so close, guys.
I can't wait for the
Holy-
direct reaction.
Man.
We're gonna be popping up.
It's gonna be
real
so
fun.
exciting. I can't wait, guys. It's just a few days away, gamers. Keep yourselves cornered for that and all the Switch 2 coverage and like
Oh,
just
there's
we're gonna go
awesome
ham. The
reactions
reactions.
The corner's going to be going hard.
Oh, we're going ham. We're going ham. See you guys on the next one. Bye.
Bye.